Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. In this video, we are continuing with our NCERT series and we will study part 2 of chapter 4 of our class 6th NCERT named as Our Past One. And the name of the chapter is In the Earliest Cities, in which we are going to talk about the Indus Valley Civilization as well as important sites of the Indus Valley Civilization. So let's begin. One of the most important sites of Indus Valley Civilization is Dholavira. So it is located in the Run of Kutch in Gujarat. Unlike other Harappan cities, which were typically divided into two parts, Dholavira was divided into three distinct parts or sections. These sections were surrounded by massive stone walls and there were gateways to enter each of the part. One unique feature of Dholavira was a large open area where public ceremonies were held. Archaeologists have also found large inscriptions in the Harappan script carved on white stone, which is a rare discovery as most of the writings from the Harappan civilization or the Indus Valley civilization was found on small objects like seals. So this is a unique find as generally Harappan writings has been found on small objects like seals. Another important Harappan site was Lothal, which is located near the Gulf of Khambat in Gujarat. Lothal was an important center for making objects from stone, shell and metal. So Lothal was a major hub for bead making as well. The city played a crucial role in the Harappan economy. Many seals and sealings were found in the storehouses of this city, and it is an important center for making objects out of stone, shell and metal. We can also find evidences of semi-precious stones which were available in Lothal. So this is an image of Lothal's dockyard. Let's talk about the dockyard at Lothal. So what sets Lothal apart is its dockyard. So this massive tank was connected to the river, which likely served as a dock where boats and ships would come to trade goods. So this is an image of Lothal's dockyard. Let's talk about seals. So the Harappans made seals from stone which were often rectangular in shape and featured animal carvings. This you can see, it is a seal with an image of a symbol of a boat. So the main purpose of these seals was stamping bags or packets containing goods. So seals were used to stamp goods. So once a bag was sealed, a layer of wet clay would be applied to the knot and the seal would be pressed onto it, leaving an impression which is known as sealing. So if the sealing was intact, one could be sure that the goods had arrived safely. This was a way of marking goods and ensuring that they were safely transported from one place to another. So the seal was not just an item of trade, but also a symbol of authority and control over goods. Let's talk about the decline of the Indus Valley Civilization. So around 3900 years ago, the cities that once thrived, that is the Harappan cities, they began to fall apart. Writing ceased, seals and weights were no longer in use and the raw materials from distant lands became scarce. So in Mohenjodaro, we find garbage piled up on the streets, drainage system broke down and new less impressive houses were built even over the streets. So what caused the collapse? Why did it happen? So many scholars have different opinions regarding the reason behind the decline of the Indus Valley civilization. So scholars suggested several reasons. Some believe that the rivers may have dried up, while other points to deforestation caused by the need for fuel to bake bricks or smelt copper. In some areas there were floods, but none of these factors can explain the complete abandonment of these cities. It seems that the rulers lost control and people moved to smaller settlements in the east and south, and new cities emerged about 1400 years later. Now let's talk about Egypt. So most of the Egypt is a dry desert except for the lands along the river Nile. Around 5000 years ago, kings used to rule Egypt. So these kings sent army to distant lands to get gold, silver, ivory, timber and precious stones. They also used to build tombs which are known as pyramids. And they used to preserve the body of the kings which were buried in the pyramids. And these preserved body came to be known as mummies. Also a large number of objects were also buried with them. These included food, drink, clothes, ornaments, utensils, musical instruments, weapons and animals. Sometimes even men and women who used to serve the rulers were buried along with the rulers. So these are amongst the most elaborate burials known in world history. Thus, if we see the story of Indus Valley Civilization, then the story of the Indus Valley Civilization or the Harappan Civilization is one of the innovation, trade and urban planning. From their sophisticated tools and jewelries to the impressive trade networks, they were truly ahead of their time. But just as quickly as they rose, they declined, leaving us with more questions than answers. As we can see, there were a lot of theories behind the decline of Indus Valley Civilization. Thanks for watching and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more historical videos.